This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, this is Muhammad Sadiq. I will be the trainer for SAP S4Hana FICO latest version 1709 along with BPC. I'm a SAP certified consultant since 2007. So let's start it. Let's log in to the system. So we are in SAP. In this training, I will not be showing lot of diagrams. I will not be showing lot of text. So this will be mainly using the system by creating different scenarios. So today we will create a company from very start, from very scratch, and then post one general accounting document. So let's start it. Before moving forward, let me say two things. So in these trainings, I will be teaching you how to fish. So by this methodology, you can learn as much as you can. So I will not be catching the fish and giving you the fish. That will just be a food for a day. So two keys are very important. The number one is F1. So you see like here it's a red rectangle here. So if you click here and press F1, so it will give you the help for this field. So this is the command field. So whenever, wherever you have any confusion or you want to need to have more information, the first thing you have to do is press F1. So SAP is very good in providing the help where and when needed. So, and this is the command field. So SAP is mainly driven by the command field if the users are more interested to work with the keyboard. And this is also being driven by the menus as you see here in the screen. So we will be following both the options. So for each if you go to this navigation, let's go to the accounting, then financial accounting, general ledger. You see like here this is general posting, and you see F-02. So F-02 is the transactional code. So you can type here F-02 and press enter. That will be having the same impact as if you click on this general posting icon or label. Okay, so what we're going to do today, so let's go to the tools, customizing, because we are going to customize the SAP. So there is a transaction SPRO. So you can click here. It will lead you to this screen, or you can go back and you type here SPRO. You click here. So you will be there. So if you click here, okay, let's go back. Go back. Here you are on this one. This is selected. You just press F1. So there is no documentation for this. Okay. You can click here. It's giving you some information. It's a version control thing. So let's move to SAP reference implementation guide. Okay. So from here, first we want to create a company. So it's a enterprise structure. So it's very obvious and very intuitive. So you go to here enterprise structure, click here. We're going to define something, click here, and this company is related to financial accounting. So you click here. So with there, so define company. Now, before this define company, you see this icon as well. This is the IMG activity documentation. If you click here, it will explain you what SAP means by defining a company. So you read this document, all this entire document. I suggest at the beginning, so you have a high level information. So if you need more information, SAP provide the training manuals, there are help guides, there are tons of material. There is very active SAP community who shares their knowledge, wisdom, and the experience with the others. So we close this. Okay. So you can ask one question like you don't want to go to this navigation and then click this. So if you click on this clock, it will execute this task. What we mean by this, like we can define a company. But you can ask like you want to do this activity not by navigating to here. You want to run the T code as I explained at the beginning. So what's the T code for this? So if you go to the additional information, click additional information again and display key in the document. So here, the in most of the cases, the last four characters COX15 will be the T code to define the company. So let's try it. But we don't want to waste this navigation. So we want to keep it and we want to try COX15 in another session. So this is the icon to create a new session. So you click here and type CO, what's that? OX15. Press enter. So you will be here. So let's try to do the same thing using the navigation. So if you double click here, so it's locked because I have already opened it. So let's close it from there. And let's remove the session as well. So you have to click on this clock. So we are again at the same location, same screen. Okay, let's create a one screen. So let's click here, new entries, give a name. Let's say let's call it HANA. You have to give the street name and the other stuff. Let's do it. PO box number, postal code, city, country, language, currency. Hit enter. So if it's everything all right, so you will not see any error, and you just click the save button, or you can click Control plus S. So Control S will also save. So I will be using the shortcut key. Okay. So it's prompting you for a customizing request. By this, what we mean? Let me explain it. So I will be explaining this customizing request and all this scenario maybe in a complete one or maybe two sessions. So I will not be focusing too much on this, but I will be giving you a high level idea. So what this customizing request means. So you assume like you have three systems like development, testing, and production. You will be doing your configuration and your development on the development system, and those change object you want to be moved to the testing or quality system so the people can test it. So how you move your customizing objects to the testing system. So SAP provide a very comprehensive mechanism to transport or to move the objects from one instance to another instance. So you will be creating a customizing request, and that customizing request will be having objects assigned to it. And the administrator of SAP will move these objects to the quality system, and people will do the testing, and if it's okay, then the administrator will move those objects to the production. So it's just one click or maybe few click process where you can move your customized objects or your developed objects from one system to another system. So it's very friendly, very good. So here what we see, like let me create one new transport for this. So if you click here, I can say S4Hana training. I'm clicking save. Okay. So it's saying something at the top like VT880. Let's copy it. So it's saying like this is the view maintenance. What we mean by this? It looks or it's seems like this information which we just created will be stored in this table. So let's copy it and try to see it. So I'm saying okay. Okay. So let's create another session and try to see, do we have that information somewhere or not? To see the tables or the views or the other SAP data objects, there is a T code. I will be showing transaction code as T code SC11. So I click here, and here I will be giving the view name, which is like T880. So you click display, A system is a bit slow. The reason is it's a rental system, and the vendor don't have a control on the number of users and their processing, and they have very less resources assigned to the system. So we see the maintenance view, this one. So if you click here, it's saying like content. So let's try it. So you see like we created HANA, this one. So if you click here, select this, display this. So you see the same information which is being stored. So it's a view. Okay. So what's the table name behind this? The table name is T880. So I copy it. Let me go back. So it's a table. So I'm putting in the database table. So I'm saying display. So no, this time this is the transparent table. So let's click on the contents. Let's pick the company. The company is HANA. So just click on this. So you see all the information which we entered just for the definition of a company is being displayed from the backend from a table. Okay, so behind that customizing request, they are attaching this table and these rows. So when the administration move those requests from one system to another, these rows and these data will automatically be created in those systems. So that's the beauty of SAP. So SAP is providing very convenient way of moving the customized or newly developed objects from one system to another. Okay, coming back. So I will not be focusing or deviating from my main goal to the sideways. So I will give you just a glimpse of the sideways. I will be coming back on your request or on your need. I will just give me a moment. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so we completed one step. Company definition. Okay, what's the next step? Let's go back. Go back again. The next step is this company is this company might be a group of companies, like it's a Shell. So Shell is operating in almost all the countries in the world. So in each country there is a requirement to present or prepare the financial statements for the tax purposes, or this is the legal requirement. So Shell is a big, huge group of companies. So in each country, there should be one company code rather will be created, and from all those company codes, we will be able to create the financial statements for the group. So that's sort of financial consolidation. So as we move along, we will be adding more concepts, more contents, and more concepts to our learning. So let's create a company code. So okay, so we go to the financial accounting. Okay, so let's go to this step. So edit, copy, delete, and check company code. So we click here. So there is one option, copy, delete, check company code. So if you create one company code and all the related objects for, let's assume, for England, and you want to have the same structure, same objects for another company in another country, maybe the currency may be the different, otherwise all the objects, all the things are same. So SAP provide a mechanism where you can copy the entire company code setup and create a new one just by one click and just by a few minutes. So that's something amazing. But we will not be able to see what's under the hood. So we will be creating our own company from scratch and to try to do each and every step. So we know what's required and what's not required, and what are the issues we face, and what are the dependencies between the objects. So that's the way we will be doing our configuration. But SAP recommend to copy the existing company code. SAP also provide a setup for a company code and SAP suggest to use that and copy that company to create another and then further customize it. But we following the next. So just click it, double click it, and here we can define a new entry. Okay, let's give a name. So we saying like this is N1 city, country, currency, language. Okay, so save it. So it's asking you to do something. So you see here check mark. So it means like this is mandatory. So we just saying it's a company and this is in US. So you just click it and save it in the same request. Okay, we done. So we have one company, and we might have multiple company codes for each country. Okay, so then the question is, we need to connect, we need to develop a relationship between a company and the company codes, so we will be able to do the consolidation. Okay, so we can do that. Let's try to go back. Okay, so this is the definition. So we define it. So then there is a assignment. So go to assignment, financial accounting. So here we see like assign company code to company. So we click here. There is a button position. So what's the company code we created? HAN and 1. You can say HANA. Okay. So here we have to select the company. So there is a, like, you can click this button, or you can click F4. So F4 will give you the list of values. So I just clicked F4, and from this you have to select the your company. So this is the HANA company. So this is the way where we link the company code with the company. So I'm pressing Control S. So it's saying like this data will be saved in which view, and you might have multiple requests. So you click here, create, and create multiple requests. So if multiple people are working on a project, so everyone is creating his request, putting the objects in that request, and after completing the work, their manager or somebody sit together and then see the work, and if it's okay, then they move the objects from one system to another. So I click OK. Okay. So if you need to go back, so one is this F3, you can click here, you can press F3, and the third option is you can press escape. So I'm pressing escape. Okay, so we linked the company with the company code. No, okay, next. So in a company, so in a business, there are a lot of transactions, and you have to record those transactions. How you do that? Normally in business, in financial accounting, businesses create chart of account, and chart of account is simply a list of general ledger accounts, and accounts are simply just numbers with the descriptions where you club or group the expenses, like salary expense. You create one number, say some 1 2 3 4, and then say this all your salary expenses will be hooked up with that number. So you can aggregate the 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 total, and then see how much salary you have paid in a year or in a month. Okay, so let's do that. So in order to do that, so let's close this enterprise structure, go to the general ledger accounting. So go to the financial accounting and then general ledger accounting. So click here. So here you see the master data. So your general ledger accounts are basically master data. So click here. So click in the preparation, and here you see the added chart of account, and the transaction is OB13. So I can do either way, like I can use OB13, or I'm clicking on this clock. Okay, so let's create it. So just new entry. So I'm saying HAN1. So I will be creating most of my objects with HAN1. So the reason is the searching, or I will be able to find my objects very quickly. I'm saying HANA chart of account. So here I have to pick the language. So here I need to pick the, as I said earlier, the chart of account, or my GL account is just a number. So what should be the length of that number? The system is asking me to define. If you need more information, as I said at the beginning, your friend is F1. So you just click F1 here. So you will get. So the number may be up to 10. So I think the minimum is 4. So you can define the length of a general ledger account from 4 to 10. Okay. So if you say like the length is 10, but you are entering just 4 numbers. So in that situation, the system automatically prefix with zeros at the beginning. And if the number is like numbers and some alpha characters, then it put the postfix with zeros. So this is something I'm reading from this help. So this is very good. So whenever you're doing anything, I suggest you should do it. So I'm taking length as 4. So as I will not be having a lot of GLs. So I'm not doing anything else. So I'm just trying to save it. So it's asking me another thing. So I'm saying okay. So I'm coming back. So I just created one chart of account. Okay. So in most of the cases, like the next task is after the current task in this implementation guide. So the next is if you go to see the next one, it's assign company code to chart of account. So the transaction code is OB62. So I'm doing this. I click here. So there are a lot of because this is a rental system, so people doing a lot of practice and exercises. So it's hard for me to find my company. So you just click this position and choose your company. So you can click here or you can click F4, whatever you like. So I'm clicking here. So you pick your company, Hana. Okay. So here you pick the chart of account. So we just created Hana. Okay. You save it. Okay. Go back. Okay. In a company, you have maybe 500 or maybe 1,000 general ledger accounts. So the better way is you group those chart of accounts in certain groups. So let's create the account groups. So the transaction code is OBD4. So let's click here. If you need to read more information, you click here on the documentation, try to read it. It's a good practice. So I'm clicking here. Okay. SAP provide YCOA chart of account in the best practices. So I'm using that. So YC this one YCOA having certain groups. I don't want to recreate these groups. So I want to use them. So I want to use from here up to here. So how I can select all these? So I click here then first, and you see like here there are 3 icons. This one is select all or F7. This one is selecting a block which we need to do here, and this is to deselect all. Okay, so I'm clicking here and then select. It's giving you a message like select the block end. So my block end is like here. Click here again. You see all those rows are being selected. Okay. So I want to copy these to my chart of account. So I selected all these. I haven't selected one by one, so I can select in a group, and there is a button copy. So I'm clicking here. So here we going to change our chart of account. Our chart of account is HAN1. So you just enter here and copy it and just enter it. If you enter, it will lead you to the next row and display the text. So it's and giving you the message. So you already copied it, so you just press Control V. So it's changed. Press enter, Control V. 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 Press enter. So we done. So we copied the account groups from SAP provided account groups and just reassigned the chart of accounts. Okay. Now there is a range assigned to this. So this is saying like this could take anything, any account. So we can because our chart of account is of length 4, so it should be up to here. So I'm replacing with this, copying it, pressing enter. So here you have to select it because this is not the error. So even you can okay. So it means like in each group you can enter any number starting from 1 to 999, the max one, because our length of chart of account is 4. So I'm saving it. It's okay. Go back. Okay. So the next step is there are 3 financial statements: the balance sheet, profit and loss account, and cash flow statements, which are required by the legal bodies or authorities or the general stakeholders. Okay, so at the year end, from your profit and loss account, all the balances, your expenses and incomes, they are net off, and then they move to the retained earning, and that retained earning account is moved to the balance sheet. And your profit and loss account balances, all balances should be made to 0. Okay, so let's define a retained earning account. So the transaction is OB53. So let's do it. So it's asking for the chart of account. We know HAN1. So we press enter. So this is like you see the red rectangle here. So if what value you have to enter here, you're not sure. So what you have to do, just press F1. So you read it. Okay. So far what we did, so I think I don't have to copy all the steps here. I'm already like navigating the system and doing it. So I suggest like while you watching the recordings, so you make a notepad of this and write down the navigation, write down the transaction code, and then prepare it. It will be helpful if you have to repeat the same configuration again. Okay, so I will not be doing this. So I have to explain one thing. So in a company, like you have assets, liabilities, income, expense. So the first two are the balance sheet items, the last two are from profit and loss account. So your asset accounts, we are saying like they will be starting from 1000 to 1999, and liabilities will be from 2000 to 2999, and income will be 3000 to 3999, and my expense will be 4000 to 4999. So this will be the scheme I will be following to create new general ledger accounts, and I will be assigning those accounts in these high level categories. And I will go through the financial statement version as well. So if you need to create a financial statement in a specific format, how you can do that, and if you want to create a different multiple formats for different stakeholders, how you can accomplish that seamlessly, and you can do it very quickly and very easily. So we will be having all these things as we move along. If you have any question, you are welcome to email me, as I shared my email address. So my email address is, so you can email me at this if you have any question, and if it's necessary, I can share my WhatsApp number as well so we can communicate, and I will respond to your queries as much as I can, or I will explain your doubts, your queries maybe in the upcoming sessions. So these like series of sessions might take 3-4 months. So I will be covering S4HANA financial part thoroughly. That will cover the associate professional level certifications. I will cover the associate level of controlling part. I will be covering SAP BPC optimized for HANA. So, and I will be sharing my SAP ABAP certified. I did that in 2006. I love to share that knowledge as well. We will be working on Furies as well. So it will be very, very interesting and knowledge sharing experience. So you are welcome to ask anything related to the session which we have, and I will respond. Okay. So here the so your retained earning, it's a earning, so I'm assuming like you are making more income than the expense, so the difference will be a income. So I'm taking like 3000 as a retained earning GL account, so I'm typing here as X. So you can you might have multiple chart of accounts, multiple companies. So you can create like X for one company code for one chart of account, and you can create Y for another. So here I'm saying 3000 is my retained earning account. So I'm entering it and I press enter. Okay. So it's giving me the message like this account is not created. And we know we haven't created it. So we will create it later sometime in future when we need it. So I'm just pressing another enter. So it's not showing me any message. So it's accepting it. So I'm saving it now. And I'm going back. Okay. So the next thing is we have to create a document. So SAP already provided many document types. So let's see them. So, so let's go to the financial accounting global settings, and then you see the document here, and here you see the document type, and here you see the document type for entry view. So you click here, and the transaction code is OBA7. So in this case, it's not the last four. So there are some exceptions as well. So I'm here. So here you see lot of documents. So let's position to here. Let's say the document type is SA. So let's try to see it. So SA is GL account document. So today we will be working on this document type. Okay, so if I select it and if I click on this for the details, so it's showing me another screen. And what that screen is showing, it's saying like, so if it's a journal, so if it's a, so if it's a, so if it's a document, so it must be having a number attached to the document. So in order to have the numbers to the documents, we have to define the number range. So the number range is like 0, 1. Okay, and let's click here 0, 1. Pick the company. The company is HANA, and we don't want to display. We want to create it. So click here. So it's a 0, 1. Here is 2018. Number is we saying from 1, and the last number I'm saying like 1000. Save it. Okay, coming back. So for this document type, GL account document, the number range is 0, 1. And you see like the document type for, if we reverse the GL account document, there will be another document created of type AB. So when we reverse it and when we move to that step, we will explore this AB. So what account types allowed in this document? So you can use assets, customer, vendor, material, general ledger. So we keeping everything default. So I'm just saving it, going back, going back. Okay, today agenda is to post just one general document. Okay, so we talk about this as well. So the document number range. So the document number range, if you go to this, if you click here, it's the same screen. Okay, there are two more transactions. Like this one is a copy to company code. So if you have created a lot of number sequences in one company and you want to have the same set of number sequences in another company, so you can copy from one company to another. That's the one scenario. The other scenario is like your number sequence, as you noticed, like they are also specific to year as we enter 2018. So that number sequence is valid only for 2018. Next year, that sequence is not valid. So what you have to do? So you don't have to recreate all those number sequences. So for the next year, you can copy all your number sequences from the previous year to the next year. So that's the next transaction. So copy to fiscal year. So, okay. As we going to post the transactions, so in a transaction, we have a debit, we have a credit. So whenever you have a document, so in document you have the debit and credit. So where you define the posting keys. So this is the transaction OB41. If you click here, and if you click C40, 40 is the debit entry, and in which account type? If the account type is GL, in the GL, the debit key posting key is 40 and the credit one is 50. So as we today we will be only posting to the GL accounts. So you have to remember, rather you don't have to remember. So the system will remember, like if it's a GL account, so when you're doing the debiting, it will take 40. If you crediting, it will take 50. As we post the document, we will see this. So this is, if you want to change it, you can change it as well here. This is the screen where you can create more or you can change it. So, okay. So in a screen, you have lot of fields. If you want to play with the behavior of the screens, how you can do that? So in a screen, you have fields, and those fields may be display, may be optional, may be mandatory, may be suppressed. So there is a mechanism provided by SAP, okay, where we can play with the field behavior. So you go to this global settings and then ledger and then fields, and then you have a field status variant. So if you want to get the more information, you click here. Okay, I'm not doing this. So first you have to go to the documentation. There is a lot of description. I suggest you go through this documentation. But right now I'm clicking here, and 0010 is the field status provided by SAP. So I'm clicking here, and I'm saying it's copy. So I'm renaming it N1. I'm pressing enter. It's saying like entry one of the entries to be copied has dependent entries. So you want to copy all, only copy entry or whatever. So I want to copy all. So it's saying 40 47 dependent objects will be copied. I'm okay. So it's copying. So if you click here now and then click the field status groups, if double click here, okay. So if you see like there is a field status group like YB01. Let's discuss this. So we have a better understanding. So if I click here, it's saying like it's having certain group of fields. So the general data, if I click here, it's saying like on this screen I will be having assignment number, text, invoice reference, hedging, collective invoice. Basically, these are the fields which will be shown, which are related to the general ledger account. So here it's saying like text is optional entry, assignment number is optional, hedging is suppressed. So all these are suppressed and these are optional. So if you go to another like account assignment, so here you see like a settlement period is suppressed, and this one is cost center is optional. So you can also make some entry required as well. So sales order, it's suppressed. So this is something we will master as we use it. So we created the field status variant. I'm saying I want to change, and I'm putting in the same customizing request. I'm sorry, sometimes it's take more time. So you can fast forward it, or I'm like assuming my speaking speed is also not that fast. So you can make the speed as 1.5 or 2, so that will save your time as well. Okay, so we did. So then you have to assign the field status variant to your company. So different companies may have to use the different screen behavior, so you can achieve this. So I'm clicking here, position, pick your company, and one. Okay, so you have to pick the variant. So you can click here or you press F4. So we created N1. So you just save it, press enter. So we're done. Okay. Okay. So the next important thing for a company is we created a company, we assigned address to a company, we created a chart of account for the company, and for chart of account we created the account groups. We created the field status variant groups. So for the different GL accounts, you might want to see the different behavior. So we can control the screen field behavior by using the field status variant. Okay, what's the next most important thing? The next important thing is the fiscal year. So the company has to prepare the financial statements as per the legal requirement annually. So for the tax purposes in almost all the countries. It might be required like you have to prepare your financial statements maybe monthly for your internal management, or maybe for some external parties you have to present the financial statement maybe biannually. So it's all depends. So you have to create the fiscal year variant as well. So let's do that. So we go to the global setting. Let's close fields. So there is a fiscal year and posting periods. So click here. So here you can maintain the fiscal year variant. The transaction code is OB29. So let's click here. Okay. So here we see a lot of fiscal year variants definitions. Okay, but you have to pick one. So if you see like K4, it's saying calendar year 4 special periods. So if you see the first column, okay. So this one is, it's a calendar year. And how many number of periods? 12. How many special periods? 4. So at the year end closing, you will be having 4 extra special periods where you can do the posting. Okay. Since it's a calendar year, what we mean by this calendar year? Calendar year means like here the periods are coinciding with the months. So your first period will be January, the second is Feb, the third will be March, and so on. So that's the calendar year. So your periods will be same as your month. So month number will be your period number. So if you select this K4 and you click at the periods, so what do you expect? So it will show you a message like periods cannot be maintained for calendar dependent financial year variants. So you don't have to do it. Okay. So let's pick some other, which is not calendar year. So you might have like let's talk about this one. So this one is April to March. So it's not calendar year. So if you click here, so it has 12 periods. So when your first period will be starting? Okay. So you clicked on the periods. So nobody defined the periods here. So let's pick some other. Yeah, here we see the periods. Okay. So here we see like the month, day, and the periods. So month means it's one means first month means January, second means Feb, three means March, and so on. Okay. So because this one is April to March, so your fourth month, April, will be your first period. And okay, because this one is, as we seen before, like if I go back, this V3, this one is this one is not year dependent. What that means here, not year dependent, it means like this fiscal year calendar may be used for all the years. So it's not for some specific year. So it's not calendar, it's not year dependent. So how we manage this then? Okay, so we confused about this year shift. So you go here, any cell, and press F1. Okay, so it tells you like 0 is for the current year. So +1 if the fiscal year is later than the calendar year. So in 2018 is your calendar year. So for this 2018, so in April 2018, so you will be having the shift as 0. Now, if the calendar is later than if the fiscal year is later than the calendar year, then you have to write +1. Otherwise, if it's before the calendar year, you have to use -1. So I hope you able to get it. So we will have more discussion on this when we create, and we may be having one complete session on it. Okay, so I will be using already defined fiscal year variant, which is K4. So I'm not creating a new one. So I'm saying, so I don't have to do this. Okay, but how do my company code know like which fiscal year variant will be used? So I have to assign it. So I click here, go to my company, and pick my K4, saving it, coming back. Okay. Okay. So we using the K4 as a fiscal year variant. So in that we have 12 periods. Okay. Then the question is which period is open and which period is closed, and what we mean by this. So if a period is closed, that means nobody can make transaction in that period. Like for the future periods, we make future periods at closed. So nobody make the transaction in the future periods. And the likewise for the past periods. So it depends upon the company policy as well. So let's go to the posting periods. So define variants for the open posting periods. So let's go to here. The transaction code is OBBO. Okay. So you see, you don't have a company here. So we have to create it. I'm saying and one and one periods. Okay. Posting period variant. Okay. Assign it to the company. pick the variant which we just created and save it. Okay, now here you have to tell which period is open and which period is closed. So you pick the posting period variant, so which is N1, press enter. Here you say plus. So if you click here, it's telling you like plus means valid for all account types. A for assets, D for customer, K for vendor, M for material, S for general ledger, V for contract accounts. So I will be doing plus. So I'm not saying like from which account to which account. So I'm saying like it should be open for all the accounts. So from period 1, 2018 to period 12, year 2018. Okay, this is the authorization groups. We will talk about this later. So this period 2 is for the adjustment or adjustment periods, as we seen like there were 4 adjustment periods for the fiscal year variant K4. So I'm saying like so if it's 12, the next one will be 13. So 13 to 2018 to 16. Here is 2018. Okay, and that's it. So we be making everything open. So let's save it. So while it's doing something, you let me share something. So at the above the taskbar, you see OB52. So it's showing you the transaction. So S4Hana one, it's a instance name. So these are some information. So let's wait to. Okay, we done. So we go back. Let's save it in the transaction. Okay, so we did most of the configuration. Okay, so let's do some more stuff. So here we see the tolerance group. So let's create the tolerance group. So define the tolerance group for employees. So the transaction code is OBA4. So let's create it. New entries. So in the group, we will not enter anything. So we leave it at blank. And what's the purpose? The purpose is when we doing the transactions, so in the tolerance group, we will not enter anything. So this blank will be used there automatically and seamlessly. So let's choose the company code and one, and amount per document. I'm saying like 50,000. It's per document, and 5,000 is per open item, and the cash discount I'm saying 10. So let's save it, put in the transport, go back. So assign user tolerance group. Okay, so who is the user here? So if you click here, you can see this one is your user, Zaran something. Okay, so let's put here, assign the user to it. So the user is, and we're not using the tolerance group, we're leaving it blank because our blank is the tolerance group. Okay, so we did the tolerance group as well. Okay, let's do some more interesting stuff before moving to next. Okay, here you see the global parameters for company code. So if you click here, enter global parameters. Transaction code is OBY6. If you click here, go to your company. Okay, select it, go to details. Okay, so whatever the configuration so far we have made, so we can see all those configurations here. So the company code is N1, country is US, see the currency, the city, the language, chart of account. What is the company? Company was HANA. Fiscal year variant, field status variant, posting period variant. So whatever the objects we created and assigned, we can see here. And if you want to change any object, you can change in this screen as well. But you can't create the objects from here. So it's just for the assignment. So this is just one note. Okay. I think we're good. So let's try to post one document. Okay. So go to the financial accounting navigation. So I think like you start with the navigation, and from there you start remembering the transaction code. So you go to the general ledger, and there you see the transaction F-02. This is the journal posting which we're going to do right now. But we haven't defined the accounts on which we do the posting. So before doing this, let's define the general ledger accounts. Okay, So where we do that? So we go to the master records, GL accounts, individual processing. There is FS00 centrally. So this is the transaction which will be used to create the general ledger account. So account has a company code segment, account has a chart of account segment. So we will have more discussion on these maybe in the next session or as we keep talking. And this is centrally, this is the transaction where you can do the entries for the company and specific to chart of accounts as well. Okay, so if let me show you one thing. If you go to the extra and click on the technical details, no, sorry. If you go to the extra and setting, so it's saying like display the technical names. So if I say like don't display the technical names, so if I click here and I navigate again, like accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, master records, general ledger individually. This time I don't see FS00. So it's just showing the description. It's not showing the technical details. So it's a good practice, like you enable it so you remember the T code, so which you can use later on. That will speed up the work. So accounting, this general ledger, master records, GL, this FS00. You can double click here or you can type here this FS00, hit enter. Okay, you're going to create new. Let's change a company. The company is Hana. And let's create one asset. So let's say 1000. It's not having anything. So this 1000 is a balance sheet account group as we created. So this is the liquid fund accounts. Text is cash. It's cash. Go to the control data. So the account currency is 100. Yeah, we keep it default. Field status group. So this list is coming as we assign the field status group to the company. So this sheet is coming from there. So we choosing this one, like journal YB01. Keyword translation, nothing. We saying it's relevant to cash flow. We save it. Okay. Let's go back and then come again. So here you see like we created just one account, and let's change it. So control data, balance in local currency only. So we're saying like balances will be in USD only. Okay, let's create another account. So you click here. I'm saying so this is I'm saying like this is a cash we paying against some expense. So expense will be, let's say, one is for assets, two accounts starting with two will be liabilities, account starting with three will be income, account starting with four will be expense. So I'm saying 4,000 is my salary account, salary expense. So salary, it should be, it's a primary cost, and here I'm saying this is a income statement, and here I'm saying salary expense, salary expense. Control data, I say balance should be in local currency. Remaining I'm keeping as it is. Field status, let's check the general one. Try to save it. So it's saved. So we created two accounts. Your accounts are being shown in a hierarchy, and you can change this setting as well. So you go to the setting, there is a hierarchy display, you click it, and you can say don't show this. You will see a message like this will take effect once the transaction is restarted. So I'm saying okay. I can go back, click the same transaction again. So here this time you don't see the hierarchy, but you can see like you can navigate. So this is the 4. You can see the details for this one as well. So this one is moving you from tab to tab. These navigation arrows, and there is one also icon. If you click here, you can directly go to any tab like control data. You click here, you will be in the control data. Okay, coming back. Okay, so we have two GL accounts, and now we're going to pay cash from for the salary expense. So let's do it. We go to the document entry and we do the general posting F-02. So I click here. I'm posting today. Okay. Document number, it's will be auto assigned, so I don't have to do anything. Here you see the posting key 40, so it's a debit. So what account you going to debit? So debit will be my salary account. So you press enter. You see the company code is copied, the currency is copied, and period is extracted from the date. let's say I'm paying salary 10,000. I'm saying salary for August. Okay. So what should be the posting key for the credits? So for the next line, this is the information we saying for 4,000 accounts. So this was 40 for debit, and for credit, as we know, it will be 50. This is the credit entry. Okay. And what's the account? So we crediting the cash. So as we paying. So this should be 100. Okay. I press enter. So here you don't have to. So for this 1,000, so we saying like we will be having the same amount. So you can enter it again, or there is a trick. You just put the star here, and you don't want to put the text here. You just click plus here, and just hit press enter. So you see like the amount and text will be copied from the previous line. Okay, so you go to the document and press simulate, or you can do the shortcut shift plus F9. So you click here, you see like here. So the salary 10,000 will be debited and cash will be 10,000 credited, and you see the minus sign here. Okay, so let's post it. So you can post from here, and the shortcut is Control S. So basically posting is just saving. So you can either press Control S, or you can click on this save button. So I'm just hitting here. So it's giving me some message. So the correct the customizing setting for ledger for universal journal. So let's click here. So it's saying something. So let's go to this one. So it's saying a lot of errors which are not related to our company, but with the other companies. So let's try to fix them, because a lot of people working, and if they are encountering errors and they're not able to fix it, they leave then and there. But now we have to fix it. So it's saying like one error, company HANA has not been assigned to the leading ledger yet. So let's do it. So if you click it, it's taking you there. Okay, click here, 01 company code. Okay, you see HANA here. So you don't have to do anything, you just have to navigate. Save it, come back, close it, come back, close it, save it now. Let's see now. Is there anything problem with our company? No, no. Let's try to simulate again. Save it. Let's do it again. We're debiting the salary account. Press enter. Amount is, let's say, 10,000. Posting key is 50. We crediting the cash, which is 1,000. Go back. Press star here. Okay. So save it. We don't want online splitting. So let's deactivate the splitting. So finally, we posted one document. The document number 1 was posted in company code HANA. Okay. How we can see that we posted it. So if you go to this transaction, display in general ledger view. So the document number is this. If you press enter, Just click here and see the document. Execute. Document type is SA. This is the document we posted. Okay. Let's go to SE11. BKPF. This is the header table which stored the information for the financial documents. So let's go there. Let's see what's in it. It takes a while. So there are two tables like BKPF, which will store the header information. Let's go there. See the contents. So fiscal year, let's say document type. Okay, that's enough. So I'm choosing my company. My company is N1. Execute. So you see just one line. So this is the information we entered. So this is just the header information. It will not be, it's not showing you the details. If you click here, it's showing you the year, the document type, document date, posting periods, and the similar currency and other stuff. Let's go back, go back, go back. And here you see BSEC. Display, display. Pick the company, Hana. So here you see two rows. So the first row will be your credit and the other row will be your debit. So 10,000 items, line number 1, line number 2 here. Company code, line item, posting key, account type, description. Okay. This is the document number 1, which we posted. So this is your old ECC. Now with the S4Hana, there is a introduction of new table, AC docket. Display it, contents, company code. So here you see like the line items, both. The ledger, this is 01, fiscal year, document number, line number, year, reference procedure, the amount, fiscal year variant, posting period, debit credit, document type, posting key. You can explore it, the description as well. So, so all the information of BSAG and more than that will be stored in AC Doka. So it will be the central table which will be having the information from all other modules. It's not only the financial. So what's the difference between BSAG and AC Doka? BSAG only contains the financial documents information, whereas the AC Doka will contain the financial along with the information from the other modules like SD, like MM, PP, HR, and other modules as well. So this is the central table from where you can get most of the information. So that's something regarding the first session. So in the next session, we will talk about the document holding, document parking, and document clearing and their reversals. I hope you enjoyed this session. And one more thing I want to say, like learning is bit by bit. So if you assuming like in just one to our session, you will be knowing everything about S4HANA or for SAP. SAP, it's a big, huge ocean. So you have to have it sip by sip. So I will be with you. I will be sharing my knowledge. I will be sharing my skill. And sometime I might be slow. Sometimes system will be slow. You have to bear this, and I will try to improve. So I will be looking forward for your suggestions. I will upload this session and the forthcoming sessions to YouTube. So thank you very much for attending this session, and I'm looking forward for the next sessions. I will be posting to my LinkedIn profile regarding this sessions, and maybe in the upcoming sessions I will post the notice beforehand so you can attend it live, and you can participate in the discussion, and you can ask your questions. So thank you very much again. Bye.